In this review, I want to talk in detail about the Kospet Tank X2 Ultra smartwatch. It is the perfect companion for those who value an active lifestyle and are not ready to compromise on style. The Kospet Tank X2 Ultra smartwatch is designed to track daily activity, workouts, and key health indicators. It measures heart rate, blood oxygen levels, sleep quality, stress level, calories burned and distance traveled. The device supports more than 170 sports modes, automatically detecting 6 of them, including walking, running, cycling, rowing, elliptical training and strength training. The smartwatch is equipped with a satellite navigation system, including GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, Beidou, QZSS and Navic, which allows you to accurately determine the location and plot routes. With 5 ATM water resistance, IP69K standard and MIL, STD, 810H specifications, the watch is protected from moisture, dust and shock. A special swimming mode with SWALF function analyzes the efficiency of movements, and the screen automatically locks to avoid accidental presses. The Kospet Tank X2 Ultra display is made using AMOLED technology, has a diagonal of 1.64 inches, a resolution of 280 by 456 pixels and a brightness of up to 1000 candelas per square meter, which provides a clear image even in bright sunlight. The screen is protected by durable Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The device body measures 52 by 34 by 14 mm and is made of corrosion-resistant stainless steel. The weight of the watch is 75 g. With standard use, the battery lasts 8 to 12 days. Bluetooth 5.3 is used to communicate with external devices. Training progress, statistics, and physical activity level are available in the mobile application. Additional functions of the device include a compass, barometer, and altimeter. The watch is equipped with 256 MB of RAM and 256 MB of built-in memory. The built-in battery is enough for 8 to 12 days of standard use or 5 to 7 days with a busy training schedule. And more than 25 days in infrequent watch use mode. Let's take a closer look at all the features of this new product from Kospet. It comes in a thick cardboard box with color printing. The main features of this smartwatch are described on the left and right sides. And on the front side there is information about the manufacturer and a QR code for installing the Kospet Fit application. But the back is even more interesting. And not even a sticker with technical specifications. But 2 strips of stickers, without tearing, which you will not be able to open the box. I have already torn them, but such a step should definitely protect against theft of the contents of the box by unscrupulous postal employees. You don't have to worry about delivery, the watch is in a steel case, and it is packaged perfectly. Under the top cover is the instruction manual for the watch. It describes the main points for working with the watch and connecting it to the application. The manufacturer is very responsible about its product. Even on the protective transport film, you can find the serial number of this watch. Nearby, in a small cardboard box, is a cable for recharging the built-in battery. It is made in the color of the watch control button, namely orange. On one side is a Type-C port, and on the other are 2 spring-loaded contacts and a magnetic charger holder. The first thing you immediately feel is the weight of this smartwatch. This watch weighs 75 grams, and as the famous saying goes, you take it in your hands, you have a thing. The watch is made in a rather interesting form factor, namely, it is more similar to a smart bracelet than a watch. This is due to the screen being not round, but more elongated. The screen occupies almost the entire area. There is a metal case around the screen. At the top there is an engraving of the manufacturer's logo, and at the bottom there is the tank model. On the left and right sides of the case there are control buttons and mode switches. The buttons are made of aluminum and painted orange. The button on the right is used to turn on the device and access advanced settings, and the left button activates sports modes. The strap matches the watch, made of dense silicone. On the upper part there is a small perforation in the form of stripes. The clasp is metal. I have an average hand size, the wrist volume is 18 centimeters. And as you can see, the watch will fit both a thinner hand and a thicker one without any problems. On the back of the watch there is a metal plastic, where the model name and basic technical specifications are engraved. In the center there are pulse sensors and blood oxygen sensors, some give a red color, others green. Under it are contacts for connecting the charger. On the left and right sides there are small holes where the microphone built into the watch and a fairly loud speakerphone are located. The display coating is oleophobic and fingerprints practically do not remain on it. It responds to swiping very quickly. The screen is distinguished by high brightness, and the resolution of 280 by 456 with a diagonal of 1.64 inches provides a clear and detailed image. The built-in gyroscope also works quite quickly. As soon as you turn the watch, the display lights up for a while and displays the information you need. And after a few seconds it turns off to save the built-in battery. The viewing angles are excellent, even tilting the watch 90 degrees, you can read what is written on the display. Before the first start, the watch offers to select your language. There are a lot of languages, I think everyone will find their own. English is set by default. After selecting it, we are asked to scan the QR code to install the application. Here is the Russian language. As you can see, the translation is quite competent and the Cyrillic font is supported without problems. The Ukrainian language is also supported and the watch can work in it. In addition, Polish, Romanian and Portuguese are available. Next, to use the watch, you need to download and install the Kospet Fit application. Since the smartwatch, although it is a standalone device, it is better for it to work in tandem with a smartphone. If you have other devices from the manufacturer Kospet, you can switch between them in the application. We install, register, give the necessary permissions to the application and scan the QR from the watch display. After the first connection, the application informed me that a new version of the watch firmware is available. We update. On the main tab of the application, we see the number of steps taken per day, the distance traveled and the number of calories burned. The distance for me is 10 kilometers, because I turned on the bike training, but at the same time I was driving my car. A little lower are the statistics of your heart rate measurements, and when the watch is not on your hand, it will not give any readings. Everything is quite clear and honest. I do not like going to bed with the watch on, so I will not show the sleep statistics, but I think here, like many bracelets, is the total sleep time, deep sleep and intermittent sleep. Below is the indicator of the presence of oxygen in the blood. If it is in the green scale, everything is fine. If in the yellow, you need to pay attention to it. I do not know how the watch measures the stress level. Mine is consistently 50 or normal. The pressure is also normal. The last measurement showed 124 to 78. In general, the watch assesses my general state as peaceful. If you do not need some indicators or need to change their order, go to the settings by clicking Edit Card. Hide, for example, sleep, and change the stress level order. Convenient for displaying only important indicators. Let's go to the training mode. At the top there are 6 popular modes for quickly starting the selected workout. But if they do not suit you, you can change them. Click on the filter, then click Edit and go to the optional modes mode. And here, for sure, everyone will be able to choose the sport or workout that suits them. Let me remind you that there are 170 modes. By clicking on the selected mode, you can start the workout directly from your smartphone. Below are the latest histories of your workouts. All of them are divided into sections and the history of each workout is recorded in its own subsection. By opening any workout, you can see detailed statistics of the workout, as well as see the GPS track that was transmitted by the smartwatch. Provided that the workout is in the street mode, not the gym. Let's go to the device tab. At the top we see the model and image of the watch. There is also the MAC address of the device, the battery level and the current status. Let's see what watch interfaces are offered to us, because smartwatches are not only health, sports, and notifications, but also individuality. The gallery of watch skins is quite large, and is divided into various subsections, by going inside which you can see additional watch skins. There is a division into different themes: mechanical watches, watches with hands or business watches. But you can create your own skin completely. To do this, upload your favorite photo and select a place to display the current time or date. Downloaded skins will be in the My Faces category. In the Quick Settings menu, you can set the display time. Enable or disable the function of activating the display by turning your hand. Also find the watch, it will make a loud sound and vibrate. Change the units of temperature measurement. And by going to additional settings, enable or disable the Do Not Disturb mode. Activate control of the smartphone camera. There is no need to find the phone, it is in our hands. Additionally, in units of measurement, you can change not only the temperature, but also the units of measurement from the metric to the imperial system of measurement. Change the clock from 24-hour to 12-hour mode and change the units of measurement of weight. If necessary, you can also change the language of the clock from the mobile application. By default, information about an incoming call is disabled. I recommend activating it, a very convenient function for monitoring who is calling. Also, the function of notification of new SMS messages is disabled by default. I recommend activating it. In notifications from applications, everything is also disabled by default. I have already activated this. All popular applications and messengers are already listed. And if your application is not on the list, we can find it among those installed on your smartphone and add it to receive notifications from it. The function of reminding about the need to do a warm-up is active. The default time is from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The default frequency is once an hour. Everyone can make their own alarm clock. The watch automatically measures your readings. You can change the settings and select indicators in the monitoring menu. Here we see that the heart rate and oxygen level are measured automatically. The interval is once every 10 minutes. In the settings, you can set vibration if the level is higher or lower than you specify. If necessary, you can activate automatic measurement of blood pressure by specifying the frequency of automatic measurement. And also the stress level and mental state can be activated for automatic measurement. In the contacts menu, we can open your phone book and select up to 100 contacts that will be loaded into the smartwatch phone book for a quick call to the subscriber. If necessary, we can activate the quick SMS response function to a call. By default, it is disabled. In the SOS call settings, you can set a contact for a quick call to the subscriber in case of an emergency, useful for the elderly or children. You can delete all data or cancel synchronization with the smartwatch. By going to the settings of your profile, you can see the awards. For example, I was awarded for 3 kilometers of cycling. Change your daily step limits. View weekly statistics. Third-party services include the popular fitness app Strava, where you can also upload your workout data from this app and smartwatches. If you don't receive notifications or have other problems, you need to check your access settings. Well, for girls, you can set up a female calendar. Now let's see what we can do directly from the watch. Of course, find out the current time and date, battery status, number of steps taken, calories burned, and look at your heart rate. But depending on the selected watch face, this information may change. As you yourself have seen, there are a huge number of watch faces available. By swiping from top to bottom, we open the quick settings curtain. Here you can disable synchronization with the phone. Enable night mode, when even vibration on the watch will be disabled. You can quickly change the view of advanced applications, from the default list, in 2 lines or all on one display. Change the display brightness, 5 brightness gradations are available. And also go to settings. But these items can be changed by deleting those that do not suit you or replacing them with your own. Additional items appear when swiping from the bottom up. By swiping from top to bottom, we get to the daily statistics of your goals, distance, steps, and calories in the form of a rainbow. And control of the smartphone music player. Next, by swiping, we can view and set the schedule of heart rate, blood oxygen, and pressure measurements, or forcefully start any of the measurements. Next, we have information about your condition, stress level, and emotional state. Next, we can look at the weather, set an alarm, or check the quality of sleep. Next, there are statistics of training records, information about women's health. Since the watch has a built-in GPS and a barometer, you can see information about the current mercury pressure and altitude above sea level. Next, we can quickly start the stopwatch or quickly set a timer for 1 minute, 5 or 10 minutes. The order of this information can be set directly from the smartwatch. By swiping from right to left, we get to the statistics of daily activity. Another swipe is to view your sleep activity. The next swipe is the current heart rate. Another swipe and the watch displays statistics of blood oxygen level measurements. On the next screen, you can see statistics of blood pressure measurements. Then view the current weather forecast, as well as information for several days in advance. The next display is for controlling the music player. Another swipe and we get to the calls menu. I will tell you about it later. Another swipe and we get to the training selection mode. I will also tell you about it later. Another swipe and we can find out our stress level, and then the level of emotional state. All these modes on the display can be controlled, both turning them off and changing the display order, adjusting the watch to your needs as much as possible. And by swiping from left to right, we get to the notification menu. Notifications to the watch come according to the setting selected in the smartphone application. They come quite quickly. Thanks to the high resolution of the display, everything is displayed and readable very well. The watch is equipped with an automatic workout recognition function. When detecting monotonous movements similar to sports, the device will offer to activate the appropriate mode, including running, walking, cycling and other options. But you can activate them manually by pressing the left button called Sport. We can choose one of 170 different types of training. But there are 14 different popular training modes available on the watch display. You can customize the order and select your modes in the training mode settings menu. If this is an outdoor workout, we wait a little for the watch to synchronize with GPS satellites until the GO button turns green. If a workout in the gym or at home is selected, it starts immediately. Click on it and the workout starts. Depending on the selected mode, the information on the display will differ. For example, for a bicycle, the icon of the current training mode, a green marker for connecting to GPS and the current time are displayed. Below we see the time elapsed since the start of the workout, the distance traveled, the current speed and heart rate. By swiping down, you can see the number of calories burned, the altitude above sea level, as well as the accumulated ascents and descents in meters. By swiping from left to right, a GPS track opens, the scale of which can be reduced or increased. Swiping from right to left opens the music player control menu. After completing a workout, the watch displays detailed statistics on it. Now let's go to the additional menu of the watch. To do this, press the right side button once. In the call menu, we can choose which contact to call. Yes, the watch does not have its own GSM module. They are like a Bluetooth headset for a smartphone. In the call history, you can both view who called and call the subscriber if necessary. By switching to the keyboard mode, you can manually enter the number and make a call. Despite the small size of the keyboard, the presses are very accurate. The last button is the SOS number programmed for quick calling. The next menu is daily activity, and by pressing the training button, we open the menu that we have already considered. But you can view the statistics in the training records menu. You can even access the GPS track. The menu pulse, sleep, pressure, amount of oxygen in the blood, stress and psychological state is essentially quick access to information about your physical condition. Then you can start a quick measurement of all parameters. For this you need to be in a calm state for about 60 seconds, while the watch measures all your parameters and does not update the data and graphs. After that, the watch displays the current pulse, amount of oxygen and stress level. Next is the player control, and a rather useful function for activating the voice assistant on the smartphone. You can make the necessary requests without taking the smartphone out of your bag or pocket. In the weather menu, oddly enough, the weather. In the compass menu, the watch turns into a digital compass indicating the pressure and altitude above sea level. The barometer menu keeps statistics on pressure and altitude difference. If necessary, the current altitude can be calibrated if you know it exactly. You can activate breathing exercises by specifying its duration and intensity. Next, we follow the watch commands and develop our lungs. The notification mode takes us to the menu of received messages and other information from various applications. There is nothing to say about the stopwatch, alarm clock or timer menu, everything is clear and simple. Using the calculator menu, you can quickly make various mathematical calculations. A trifle, but convenient. Next in the menu, you can activate the remote control mode of the smartphone camera. Activate the so-called flashlight when the watch display lights up white for illumination. And also find a phone that has fallen behind the sofa. Activate the search function. The last item is women's health and settings. In the watch settings, go to the display section. You can immediately change the appearance of the watch without taking your smartphone out of your pocket. But the peculiarity of this watch is the ability to change the indicators that are displayed on the skin you choose. This is not available in all skins, but this option is present. In the next menu, you can activate the always-on display function, but this will reduce the battery life of the watch. In the brightness menu, change the brightness of the display, and also set the time before the display turns off from 5 to 60 seconds. In the wake-up mode settings, only the wake-up function when turning the hand is activated, we can activate it by swipe or touch. In the theme menu, change the menu sorting. There is a setting for changing effects when scrolling through functions and menus. In the language settings menu, the default language synchronization with the application on the smartphone is set, but you can set a different language for displaying information for the watch. In the sound and vibration settings, you can change the alarm volume, change the vibration intensity or turn it off. And also set a silent mode or activate the sound of applications. You can protect your watch with your password. This function is not active by default. Time and date, by default synchronized with the smartphone. Or set the Do Not Disturb mode, choosing either all day or on schedule. By activating the theater mode, the watch will be at maximum brightness, and when notifications are received, the display will not be activated. Or activate the watch battery saving mode. By default, the workout recognition function is disabled. You can activate it. You can activate the function of turning off the display if you cover it with your hand. By default it is disabled. Then call the QR code to download the application and pairing, and then call the menu where you can reboot the watch, turn it off or do a full reset. A similar menu appears when you hold the power button for a long time. You can also turn off or reboot the watch, and if necessary, make a call to the SOS number. Kospet Tank X2 Ultra turned out to be a very successful smartwatch in a shockproof tactical case. A women's calendar is definitely unnecessary here, since the watch is specifically for men, brutal but at the same time stylish. Heavy, but not massive on the hand. A juicy and bright AMOLED display with good resolution, the presence of GPS and a huge number of sports modes are just the tip of the iceberg of all the functionality and capabilities of this new product. If you are looking for a gift for yourself or a loved one, having received such a gift, no one will remain indifferent. An additional advantage of Kospet Tank X2 Ultra is a wide selection of sports modes, among which everyone can find the best option for themselves. It is also worth highlighting the variety of available skins and the ability to create your own design. Smartwatches offer many additional functions and settings, which allows you to adapt them to individual needs. Separately, it is worth mentioning the ability to receive calls and view notifications. This is convenient not only during training, but also in everyday life, while driving, at work or when your hands are busy. I hope this video was informative for you and introduced you in detail to all the functions and features of this smartwatch. You will find links to the products in the description under the video. I also invite you to join my group in Telegram, where you can find out news about products for smart home systems, get current coupons, ask questions, and chat with like-minded people. Also under the video there is a link to the forum with Smart Home in Telegram, where everything is divided into sections for more thematic communication and solving issues on smart home and more. Don't forget to like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss other useful and interesting reviews. I wish everyone a peaceful sky and goodness. See you soon. Bye bye.